Hello and welcome back to MCNN. My name is Pixie.
And I'm Lyric.
And we're back today for the penultimate episode of the Limited Life Recap.
This week saw our first permadeaths on the server, as well as a new record for total deaths in a single session. With 45 deaths this session, more deaths occurred this week than in the entirety of Third or Double Life.
While some of those deaths were notable, and we'll get to those later, the episode opened with some pretty funny ones. The bad boys attempted to climb a ladder, which proved to be especially tricky.
I love that.
Oh!
What? Bad boys, more like splat boys.
While the bad boys were living up to their name when it came to their skill at climbing ladders, Skiz was on the other end of the server being the best boy. He managed to finish off his compliments for the season, meaning that he has technically won. We will not be accepting follow-ups on this.
Not even 5 minutes into the session, things were already ramping up. Scott sacrificed some time to Scar to foil a respawn trap at the Coral Isles. And as he did so, the Boogeyman was chosen.
People don't know that it was planned, so now I'm less targetable.
Yes.
Not the boogeyman.
Not the
I'm not the
boogeyman.
boogeyman either.
Come
But
clean.
I didn't
This
want
is
to.
an
I
honesty
didn't want to
circle.
offer it to Scar and then lose an hour. So I was like,
Kill me now, kill me now.
yeah, I was like, dude.
Oh, they're at our base again.
Yeah.
Scott. I can
I think,
yeah,
no,
you're
look, I
right.
was right. I was right. They thought I was going to respawn there. Look, they did. That's what they were
They
waiting on.
sure did.
I
They are
told
coming
you.
now, though. I bet you they're coming for this kill.
I told you.
This week's Boogeyman, Etho, immediately turned to his teammates for assistance in getting a kill. This trend of boogeymen disclosing their status to their allies is a new phenomenon, and one we didn't see during Last Life. This teamwork has noticeably led to greater and deadlier success. But will a boogie kill be enough for Etho to recover from the washed-up allegations? We go to our field correspondent for more.
Thank you, Lyric. This week's session got off to a rough start for some folks, as the ladder podcast seemed to forget how to use said ladders. And while the bad boys became the splat boys, Team Ties got down to business planning ahead for the session. The Ties decided to tie the knot and stick together for this session, worried that anyone who wandered off would be picked off by someone desperate for hours. Etho returned this session after not having a video to post last week. After giving us a refresher on how much fun he had, he was quick to explain how he was disowning his family, and they seemed to be on the same page, as Scar literally burned the bridge between the Clockers and the Ties.
Go across the bridge. Go across the bridge.
Go.
Oh my goodness. And we definitely don't like the clockers anymore, except for B-dubs.
After their ladder mishaps, the bad boys decided to try and actually be productive, and formed a Council of the Reds to hunt down Scott, who, at the time, was the only yellow left with a considerable number of hours on his clock. The talk of a temporary Red Alliance got sidetracked a bit as Joel, apparently as bad as Grian when it comes to pushing buttons and flicking levers, pulled a switch and triggered a dispenser filled with TNT.
So are we just manhunting them down, or what's the plan?
What's this?
Excuse me, what was that? What have you done there?
I didn't know he was going to do that.
Panic was quick to rise as both the Ties and bad boys alike briefly thought the others were attacking.
Excuse me.
That was an attack. That was an attack.
They're attacking.
Press the button.
Despite their discussions, the council didn't get much further as the Ties got distracted by yet another Tie guy being chosen as the boogeyman.
Major. Oh my goodness. Still yellow. Not the boogeyman. Nah.
It's me, guys. It's me.
And as Impulse finally turned red, the Ties all decided to help Etho get his boogie kill.
All right. Well, at least I can help kill now.
The group tried to tie together a plan, except it was less of a Windsor and more like a poorly held together shoelace. They couldn't seem to decide on who to target. They discussed going after Martin, but unfortunately, that mean Gil has very good ears, and he overheard the plan.
He's a nice guy.
How about Martin?
Martin.
I would kill Martin. I would kill Martin.
How about no?
Right. Oh, he says that. That's why we have Windsor.
Etho also refused to kill B-dubs, despite Tango's pleas.
630, you got more than me now.
Yeah, that's right. You died like infinite amount of times last time.
Etho, slay him. Right in the face.
I can't kill B-dubs.
Don't slay me. Come on.
He would never trust another human again if I did.
And although Etho didn't physically hurt Scar, again, he did attempt to verbally smack him down.
Did Cleo tell you the secret, Scar?
I don't even see him
What's
up there.
the secret, Cleo?
Yeah, they're all the way
No
up.
idea.
He's trying to do guys.
You're adopted.
Etho made several attempts at killing other people, though. He tried to go for Scott, but Impulse stole the kill. He tried to go after one of the bad boys, but was instead killed by Grian. And then they all planned to get the drop on the clockers, but again, Grian killed all of them.
I think it's here. Let's see. Let's just chuck another one for prosperity. What do we reckon? Anything? Yes! Yes! Oh, yes!
As they sat, still reeling from the first ever quad kill in Life series history, Etho wound up targeting a straggler. With Grian still up in the sky and Joel having been taken down by Scott, Jimmy was left alone and extremely close to running out of time. He made a valiant attempt at running, but Etho successfully got the boogie kill.
I've hit one of them. How's he died? Oh, no. Etho, don't do it.
Jimmy?
No! I'm on half HP. No, don't. No! Wait, I'm on 7 minutes.
What is most peculiar about this death is that due to it being a boogie kill, Jimmy should have been knocked out of the game right then and there. But he wasn't. Instead, down to the wire with only 7 minutes left, he was now desperate for time. With only minutes left, he rushed to get the lost time back. Panicking over this, Jimmy and Joel ran into Scar and B-Dubs on Red Bridge, where B-Dubs decided that even distant murderous cousins are still family, and let Jimmy kill him for time.
I've got a free kill on Scott.
Kill me!
No, wait, are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
kill me.
Right, thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Scott also followed through on his previous promise to give Jimmy his time when he was down to half an hour left.
Look at the flowers. Oh no, look at the rabbits. Look at the rabbits. That was it. Look at the rabbits. Right, you sure about this?
Yep.
I'm thankful.
Even though you didn't say love you, I'll still accept it.
Appreciate that.
Bye. But I could save it, but I'm not going to.
But in the end, it didn't matter. Jimmy slipped off Skynet and fell to his final death as he was trying to get more time.
Let Tim do it. He needs the time.
Jim, push it.
I've got
Jim,
it.
push it.
I've fallen! Oh my god!
It's worth mentioning that Jimmy's remaining time was already well under 2 hours when Etho killed him, meaning the boogie kill should have finished him off. Was this a case of the in-game chat going unread? A moment of forgetfulness? Or perhaps an agreement that the boogeyman cannot cause permadeath? No matter the cause, the end was the same. Jimmy was out first for the 4th time in a row. Back to you in the studio, Pixie.
Thank you, Bobs. And that sadly brings us to the first permadeath of the series. We suppose Jimmy will have to wait until next season to try and break his canary curse. 5th time's the charm. We're glad he held out as long as he did, with how difficult it must have been to survive given the number of traps being placed around the server.
Martin's trap of the week happened to be several panes of camouflaged glass scattered on top of the bad boy's manor. He was hoping for some quick and painful deaths for his enemies, and they delivered.
Right here! Whoa! Oh gosh! Oh! What? How did I...
Meanwhile, Pearl's attempt at a more aesthetically pleasing trap ended up going unused, which is a shame because her plan was very clever. Get 3 players to take part in her game, with gaining or losing an hour on the line. The 3 players would enter a cottage each and press the button inside, causing 2 players to drop onto TNT and lose an hour, while 1 would drop into water and gain the credit and the time for both explosive kills.
It'll be a round of kind of gambling on time, right? So essentially the buttons inside the boxes will be the ones that will trigger the TNT trap, which means it would be a game of you either lose an hour or you can gain an hour. And at the same time,
I like that.
all I gotta do is watch and just whittle down 2 other players' lives and maybe boost someone else up that might need it.
That's genius.
Yes.
High risk, high reward, but no willing player could be found amid the carnage already going on.
Speaking of that carnage, a lot of it centered on one of the friendliest faces on the server. Let's hear more about the fate of this season's fan favorite, Skizzleman.
Thank you, Lyric. In happier news, Skizzleman has completed all of his affirmations. He had decided against telling Tango and Impulse in person, as they are such good buddies in real life. They already know what he thinks of them, that being that they are clever and have amazing perseverance. His final targets to share the love were GoodTimeWithScar, Big B Stats, and ZombieCleo. Respectively, they are
Strong, kindness, fierce.
Sweetly, Skizz has also received a compliment from Scar. Unlike previous times, he didn't get to run away when someone tried to return the favor, only proving no one is immune to the good times. With his main goal this season completed, Skizz decided it was time for some fun. He let the red rage take over. It was time to get some kills for Ties, or die trying. Team Ties regrouped up on Skynet and decided to get in some archery practice. They knocked beat-ups out of the sky and ended up dueling the Bad Boys to ensure that the Ties ruled the skies. Getting frustrated by Skynet's bright-based cousin, Skizz attempts an infiltration. This is stopped by the Bad Boys being home. Whether through luck or fate, Skizz's attempt at a hasty retreat back towards the Clocker's tower meant that Skizz had a perfect view to see Jimmy change from a flyboy to a bye-boy. With the Bad Boys occupied, the Skynet battles commence once more. The Clockers attempt to claim part of the Sky Pie for themselves. Ties decides to play offensive, leading both teams to clash in the Battle of the Bows. Skizz manages to hit Cleo off of her perch, but unlucky for him, and his time, the water saves her. Impulse got a kill on B-dubs, and thinking they were getting surrounded, Ties decides to push the attack towards Martin, who was peacefully making Grian's grain delightfully moldy.
Ooh. Oh, look at that! It's so slow!
Tango suggested that Skizz charge in to get a kill, but this proved to be a very bad idea. While trying to chase Martin down, he fell off the mansion, losing another precious hour. Meanwhile, Tango also tried his own invasion of Upper Skynet, which didn't go as expected.
Where you going, Tango?
Right here!
Oh gosh!
You too, huh? Oh, yes!
Tango also did battle with Martin, who ended up escaping. Team Ties regrouped for another attack from within the walls of the Clocker's tower itself, where Skizz achieved his first kill on Scott. The one guy other than someone from Ties he didn't want to kill. Whoops.
Yeah! Oh, why's it gotta be him?
Unfortunately, the family comes home. The Clockers kill Impulse and drive away both the home invading Ties and the nerdy neighbors. But after all this battling, even with Skizz throwing himself in every fight he could, including a desperate attempt to save Etho from Scar, Skizz found himself with just 30 minutes left on the clock.
In the way there, okay.
I'm done! Die! Dang it! Why can't I ever get it done, gosh?
Skizz decided to go out in a blaze of glory. With the map telling him he wasn't going to make it to the final 3, he gathered his teammates for one last time. There, he gave his final grave order. Only someone from Ties was going to get his time. The group decided that Etho would get the kill. With many farewells and Skizz giving all that he could, he handed Etho his own axe to help execute the final nail in his coffin.
Do it. You need the time more.
You
You're
have the
lower
lowest,
than me, I think.
Skizzle. You're a stand-up guy. I appreciate you. I love everything about you.
Your underwear will live on
I
forever.
just wish you were better at this game.
Me too. Oh, God. Going down in a blaze of glory.
With Team Ties becoming unknotted and the hatchet remaining unburied, the final Tie members are prepared to go back to war. For more hot news, back to you, Pixie.
Thank you, Basket. While we're sad to see him go, It was an absolute joy to have Skizz back in the series after he had to sit out last season. He will be missed.
And now for a quick building update. After Jimmy died, Martin and Scott set out to redecorate the Bad Boys Manor to reflect the fact that the group had gotten a bit stale.
And we'll just mold it up.
It's here. Or you want to do the bread and the...
No, I just wanted to do the bread. The cake I'm not bothered about anymore. Timmy's dead, so I don't mind so much.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Let's make this thing moldy.
Their new and innovative decor choices really broke the mold in regards to exterior design.
Luckily, Scott's also skilled in interior design, and this fact wasn't missed by Skizzleman. Before his death, Skizz recruited Scott to renovate his affirmation station.
Okay, I'll put your little seat down.
See, watching the master at work.
I'll pop one there and another one here. Pop down a little flower pot and some bamboo.
You guys see what I'm talking about?
And then
this one, see that fast. Like, look at it. Look at this. I hate to say this next sentence. This would have taken me a month.
Now we know what we're getting Skizz for his birthday.
And finally, we at MCNN can confirm that the most popular decorative block this season seems to be TNT. We're not quite sure how it works aesthetically, but it's had an explosively positive reception from critics.
It's been a bit since we've checked in on our local mossy menace, so let's ask Anachronistic Cat, where in the world was BOO?
Hi, and welcome back. I'm Anachronistic Cat. It's been a bit, but before we begin, I'd like to take a minute to examine examples of B-Dub's particular loyalty to Etho, as including them chronologically overpowered everything else. From cordial conversation to blocked blows to offering himself as a sacrifice, B-Dubs refused to engage Etho as an enemy and tried to convince the family to do the same.
B-Dubs has been telling us all your secrets, Cleo.
No, I haven't. Shut up. Why would you do that? Honestly. I'm trying to bridge the infinite gap.
Apparently the steak dinner wasn't even home cooked. You ordered in.
He also refused to accept anyone mocking Etho, although Etho's not the only one whose insecurities B-Dubs battled this session.
I'm an embarrassment to murderers around the world.
Scar, you're great.
I'm not great.
You're
I almost died.
Scar succinctly summed up the tricky issue of B-Dub's loyalties, having clocked that B-Dubs is loyal to Etho before anyone else, but is otherwise trustworthy.
Oh, there you are, mister. Leave me out to dry with Etho.
Why?
You betrayed me again to Etho.
I've told you my stance. All right, that's your father.
They're going high Skynet right now.
Who, the ties?
No, bad boys.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm with you. I trust you all the way.
As long as Dad's not around, I trust you.
Yep.
I've given up trusting you around him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dad's got a pretty popular, Redstone channel.
It's kind of washed up.
The Etho issue addressed, let's get into it. This week began with the Clockers spying on and stealing from ties, while B-Dubs hung back to avoid being implicated. The Clockers then hid Scott from their cousins, ironic considering their constant criticism of Etho being B-Dubs' priority, and paid the Coral Isles a visit. B-Dubs took advantage of Skizz collecting Scar for compliments to talk to the rest of ties. During this conversation, he revealed that he was at 6 hours and 30 minutes. B-Dubs was once again caught in the middle when Mom picked him up and Ties unsuccessfully tried to spread lies about him spilling secrets. Speaking of life and loyalty, when Jimmy was at the brink of death, B-Dubs stepped up, offering a kill in an attempt to keep Jimmy from dying first. It didn't work.
Now, Scott, I'm on 7 minutes. I need Scott. I've got a free kill on Scott.
Kill me.
No, wait. Are you sure?
Yes,
are you sure? Right, thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
The Clockers decided to hack Skynet, so they built up and connected to the mainframe. Unfortunately, the Ties virus showed up to shoot them off. Ties took over the clock tower and aimed to use its defenses to attack the Clockers and Scott. The Clockers had the better shot and chased them out. This conflict resolved in a pit fight, in which B-Dubs tried, and failed, to keep Etho alive.
No, guys, don't. Guys. This is a father, so I come between this.
B-Dubs out of the way! B-Dubs, what are you doing out of the way, man?
No, don't. Not Dad.
Get Etho out of... B-Dubs, come on, out of the way!
Skizz, don't
What's
you dare!
up, buddy? Yeah, what's up? Let's do it! Let's dance!
Yeah, Cleo, yes!
Let's dance!
Yeah, Cleo!
Come on, baby!
Oh my God.
I don't know who's who.
I don't either. It's chaos. It's true chaos.
Beat-Up's second death of the session followed suit when he was killed by Impulse and quickly avenged by Cleo. Beat-Ups went hunting and found Impulse's explosive attempt at a second siege.
Hey. Hi.
Can we call a truce? A truce? Not a truce. Fine, I'll take it. Who's there? Woo! Run in. Oh, come on! Come on! I didn't jump that hard.
Surely that's my kill.
I jumped harder than I should have, okay?
Yeah, but you were trying to. Surely that's mine.
Fine, you can have it. Jeez. Oh, man.
Quiet, I'm hunting.
After yet another fight with Etho, Scar fell to Beat-Up's dog. Whether Beat-Ups was aware it was his dog, or if he got the time for it, is unknown. The Clockers decided to attack via Skynet, but had barely reached the top when Grian dropped a bomb. Cleo and Beat-Ups died, revealing to us their new hidden respawn bunker. Most importantly, however, is that this session, Beat-Ups was horsin'.
Etho's up there, dude. Look,
Here
Etho.
he comes. Hey, Etho.
Hey, boys.
What? I'm horsing.
His time is estimated at around 2.5 hours. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Anachronistic Cat. Here at MCNN, we usually like to recap all the deaths that happened on the server this week. However, since there were so many, we wanted to give that its own segment. Here they are. There. That should help everyone keep track of things.
And now we have more on the breakup of the bad boys.
With time running out and having already lost one bad boy, Grian and Joel scrambled to pick up the pieces, picking up Bigby as a substitute for the recently deceased.
You want to join the bad boys? If Pearl finds out, I'm dead.
Alright, be a bad boy on the side.
With their new temporary bad boy, they ran off to commit some more murder. Their first victims? Scar's dogs. While some of them may have teleported up to Scar, many still did not meet a favorable end.
Oh, they were all falling off and dying!
Oh!
Oh no!
Joel split off from the group not long after, participating in his own short series of escapades, such as dying to glass panes, and accidentally killing Bigby.
Bigby, I'm so sorry. Everyone was gathering here. I thought it'd be funny.
Meanwhile, Grian was already seeing into his future as the singular bad boy, and sought out new alliances. Thankfully, there was at least one group he hadn't made enemies with yet. The nosy neighbors happily offered him a future place in their group once Joel was dead. Grian lending a hand with some defensive traps certainly sweetened the deal.
I'm probably going to be a singular bad boy very, very soon.
Well, now you can grow a nose and become a nosy neighbor with us.
That sounds wonderful. I shall see you when Joel is dead.
Joel, however, found himself being hunted by Scott and the Clockers across the whole server. He was chased to Ty's tower, where he hid briefly on the balcony before being found and fleeing into the ocean. After Joel almost brushed with death while trying to climb a ladder, Martin joined the fray at the Mean Gill's base. The group continued to chase him into the forest, where he was eventually killed by Scott.
We've been here before.
However, Scott and Scar decided that they were not finished killing Joel for the session.
Do you want to go kill Joel again?
Yeah, I'm down.
The two of them teamed up to attack him on top of the submarine, knocking Joel down to the mansion roof and finishing him off while he was in the water.
Oh, I can't create this stupid water.
No! This death left Joel in a precarious position of having only 8 minutes left on his timer. He desperately started searching for any chance at a kill, finding himself in front of the clocker's base, where he killed not only Scar, but also Grian by his own request.
Don't kill me! I have the time!
I'm trying to kill you, Grian! I'm panicking! Why are you not standing still?
To kill me!
I've killed you!
This would have gained Joel an hour, were it not for an attack by Scott and B-Dubs mere moments later. Scott shot and killed Joel, putting him back at square one with only 5 minutes remaining.
Guys! I can't!
Joel!
Guys! I'm missing everything! No.
Yeah, it was everyone.
I go with that! Yeah.
Joel rushed to make a last-ditch effort to get some more time. However, after a failed attempt at a TNT minecart kill, he was once again shot by Scott and died for the final time.
Oh no, I messed it up! This Grian is not going well! No!
After being left as the final bad boy standing, Grian loudly declared that he was now a nosy neighbor.
Hey guys, I'm a nosy neighbor now.
He then ran off with his new teammates back to Froggy Tower, where they held a funeral for the founder of the Bad Boys.
Joel was the best of us, founder of the Bad Boys, but he did go a bit insane towards the end. Toodle pip, Joel. Bad Boys for life.
Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Goose. We shed a tear behind our sunglasses for the end of the Bad Boys and the loss of their original member. With 4 teams left in the running and 11 players remaining, things should be winding down pretty soon. Let's go to Joju for analysis.
Thanks, Lyric. No, things are not winding down. In fact, the remaining players seem to be gearing up for the fight of their lives. The hands of fate may have claimed Jimmy, Skiz, and Joel, but plenty of action remains. It's worth pointing out that, among the surviving players, the closest player to death is GoodTimeWithScar, who has 1.5 hours left. He is followed closely by B-Dubs and Tango, both under 3.5 hours. Scar does not have enough time to survive the next session without a kill, and B-Dubs and Tango just barely do. However, given the number of murders there were this week, something tells me that gaining some extra hours won't be too hard to accomplish. Scott still has a healthy lead on other players, and I'm willing to put some diamonds down on him making it to the final 2. He suggested to Martin that if they were the finalists, they should go out on survival challenges instead of combat. While personally I'd love to see that, given the way this series has been going, I doubt that will happen. Now, Pixie has said I can't give gambling advice legally, but you should put all your money that Martin is going to take.
Thank you for that analysis, Joju. While we at MCNN don't endorse gambling, we do think that this next session will be very fun to watch and to make predictions for. Let us know who you think will win down in the comments. The winner gets internet points.
And that's all we have for today. Special shout out to Jimmy, Skiz, and Joel for fantastic seasons. As of recording this, Jimmy has posted a supercut of all of his episodes on his VODs channel. Head over there if you want to relive his season all over again. And even if your new favorites are no longer a part of this season's life game, they're still around taking part in other amazing projects here on YouTube and beyond. Be sure to check them out when you get the chance. But with that, I'm Pixie.
And I'm Lyric.
And we'll see you all next week.